Welcome in. Go ahead.
We're back, baby. It is the countdown to tip-off, the second game of our doubleheader tonight, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off of exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. As we start our pregame show for the boys game, the second game of our double dip tonight. And right here from the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, we didn't have time to go anywhere. So we're still here at the top of the bleachers at the Spearfish High School gym for a home game tonight for the Spartans on Stingers and Shields weekend. As a good crowd here from Black Hills State students getting free admission for this game. And then on Saturday, Spearfish High School students will get free admission to the rivalry game between Black Hills State and South Dakota School of Mines on Saturday. So Stingers and Shield weekend. We heard a little bit about that in the halftime of the girls game. We'll hear more about the background of it as a couple more Yellow Jacket student athletes would join us at halftime of this boys contest. Well, this matchup, Rapid City Central Cobblers, as we lay the foundation for them in our scouting report, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. We have a quick turnaround, so let's hop right into it. Hey, Coach Ryan Thompson is here on Stingers and Shields night. So I saw some BHSU men's basketball players earlier. We're going to have a good crowd on hand here, and you can watch it all here on KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Well, Rapid City Central started off the season with a win over Aberdeen Central. They went on the road and defeated Pierre. Then they have lost every game since. They lost to Huron, a good squad there, by 14 points. They lost to Mitchell by 9 at the Corn Palace. They lost to Rapid City Stevens, one of their rivals, 63-45. They lost to Sturgis by 5. They lost to Sioux Falls Lincoln by 26. And then they lose to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 78-36. That game was on, January 10th. Then they had 2 games get postponed, which they will make up this weekend on the road. And then their last game was against Rapid City Stevens. The second time they played them was much closer than the first time. Back on January 3rd, they lost at home to Stevens by 18 points. And then just this past Saturday, they went to Stevens and lost only by 3 points, 54-51. But again, after winning their first 2 games of the season, they're on a 7-game losing streak as they come in 2-7 and have a Class AA matchup tonight here against the Spearfish Spartans before they head to Watertown to take on Brookings tomorrow. Stay in Watertown to take on the Watertown Arrows on Saturday as the Rapid City Central Cobblers come on the road to take on the Spearfish Spartans. Clayson Davis doing some scouting report on the Cobblers today. What'd you find out?
Thank you. Rapid City Central Cobblers, again, like you said, Cody, started off really warm this season, 2 straight wins, and really that was short-lived and seems like a while ago for Cobblers fans, as struggled really to keep up with some of the bigger dogs here in Class AA, including number 1 Sioux Falls Lincoln. They gave Rapid City Stevens a run for their money, again, the other night, just falling 3 points short. But again, a Cobbler squad, they've been close versus Sturgis as well, and when I talked to head coach Ben Schultz at the Spearfish Spartans earlier today, he called the Cobblers a very dangerous team. They're hungry for a win.
They just saw Spearfish lose against St. Thomas More. Spearfish had their first defeat of the season just a couple of nights ago. So now Spearfish trying to pick themselves up off the mat. And back at home here, Cobblers would do nothing better than come in and get a big victory.
Exactly. Again, Rapid City Central been so close versus Stevens, versus Sturgis, versus Mitchell. They were close in that game as well. And they got 2 tough road games coming up tomorrow, so they'd love to start this streak of games with a win and a top 5 win versus Spearfish, again, ranked 3rd. The rankings have not changed since Tuesday. But again, a Central squad, very talented, very athletic. We'll probably see a lot of Julius Duran, as again, he's really an all-around scorer, much like we saw from Rapid City Central in the girls contest with Landry. But again, a lot of these Central Cobblers, again, Rapid City Central gave Spearfish all they could handle a season ago in Rapid City. Last-second free throw attempt, shot attempt by Gilbert White Jr. came no good, and that was the difference in the contest, minus a free throw by Spearfish. But this Central squad feel like they can play with anyone in the state, and again, they are hungry for a win and want to come into a hostile territory in Spearfish and upset a bunch of Spartan fans.
Now, the Spartans, you did their last 2 games on KDSJ-TV exclusively down in Pine Ridge against Mopaialuta. They looked really good in that one. What was the difference when you struggle and get beat by 23 points by St. Thomas More the other night?
I talked with a few Spearfish fans while setting up with our broadcast today, Cody, and they kind of agreed with the statement as far as St. Thomas More, played their best game of the season, and Spearfish easily played their worst. As St. Thomas More, I mean, one athlete had 29 total points in the game, 16 at halftime, and Ashton Paulson's the guy's name, but couldn't think of it off the top of my head. But either ways, yeah, St. Thomas More out-rebounded Spearfish. That was a major key for the Spartans, normally the bigger, more physical team, but St. Thomas More, a Class A school, went up against the Spartans pound for pound and really bullied the Spartans inside the paint. Spearfish also made some costly turnovers, unforced errors that were not used to the Spartans seeing. Head coach Ben Schultz said that it was a timely loss, a good timely loss for the Spartans before they hit this long stretch of AA opponents and home games starting tonight versus Rapid City Central. Realizing that Spearfish, again, they started off undefeated, but they played no one with a winning record until Mopaialuta, who, again, not trying to take away any credit from the Crusaders, but also lost to Pine Ridge, a really good squad as well. So Coach Schultz says it's kind of a wake-up call for the basketball team as, again, a lot of work that needs to be done before the Spartans reach that next level that you see Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and you see the Hurons and the Sioux Falls Roosevelts reach here this season.
As we get ready for the second game of our double dip tonight, it's AA games here at the Spearfish High School gym. And let's get a shout out to our officials because I know them. And we'll do that right now. Our tonight's game officials and the law on the court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. As they get ready to blow the whistles tonight, we got D'Amico Rodriguez, we got Landon Arnold, and Joe Beeler, a former BHSU Yellow Jacket. D'Amico Rodriguez also went to BHSU. What better night for Stinger and Shields night here as we got a good crowd on hand from Black Hill State. And a moment of silence tonight for Cancer Recognition Night here at the gym. And that popped up on us really fast.
Yeah.
Again, D'Amico Rodriguez, Landon Arnold, and Joe Beeler are the officials and the referees. The law on the court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. These two teams have had some battles in the past, and we'll check out who's starting for both of these teams. Being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts here in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. The starting lineup for the visiting Rapid City Central Cobblers wearing the red and white tonight. They'll start with number 1, Logan Soderlin. He is a guard, 6-foot senior. Also starting, number 2 is Sean Smith, a guard, 5'11", and a senior. Number 3, Preston Yellow is a guard, 5'10", senior. Number 20, Owen Bissonette is a forward, 6'4", and a senior. And number 24, Julius Duran, a forward, 6'4", senior. So they have some size. They go with all seniors in the starting lineup, a pair of 6'4" post players. Rapid City Central played the Spearfish football team close back in the fall, and a lot of the athletes are going to be back here. And let's see, head coach T.J. Hay is back with the program as head coach of the Cobblers. That's your starters for Rapid City Central.
And now looking at the Spearfish Spartans starters for tonight's contest, and it's the normal 5 as usual that we've seen throughout the whole season. Bennett Cortons, a senior wearing number 0 at 5'11", averaging 9 points a contest and 3.5 rebounds a game as well. Cam Davis, he's been known as the dunk machine as of late, back-to-back games with a slam dunk Could we see one here tonight in Spearfish? Will yet to be determined, but Davis averaging 6.5 points a contest, a 6'2" guard for Coach Ben Schultz. Mason Southern is the point guard leading Class AA in assists per game. He's a 5'8" junior guard at 7.3 points a contest. Cade Vavruska, top 10 in the state as far as points scored per game, averaging 14.1 a contest and 7.3 points as well. And finally, completing the starting lineup was Cooper Gibbs, the trash man, a senior 6'3" senior forward, averaging 6.1 points a game, 4.5 rebounds a game as well for head coach Ben Schultz.
Spartans are getting ready as they just announced the ball boys. Now we're getting the starting lineup out there. These two teams played a good one in Rapid City last year, with the Spartans winning it back on January 30th, 2025, almost a year ago to the date, as the Spartans won on the road 61-57 last year. Spartans coming off of a loss. Maybe a little kick in the gut as they lose at St. Thomas More 61-38 as the Cavaliers moved up, and with Montpelier losing a couple games in the last week, and Rapid City Christian not as strong as they were last year, St. Thomas More now in the #1 spot of the Black Hills Conference. A pair of Class AA teams ready to square off the second game of our doubleheader tonight as they meet in the mid-circle. Landon Arnold will throw it up, and Cade Vavruska, and the Spartans win the tip. We're underway as our countdown to tip-off expires. Being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. Underway here at 7:53. Kick it outside. Here's Vavruska in the paint. Layup, no good. Cameron Davis, put back, no good.
As Spearfish in that contest versus St. Thomas More struggled at the rim. As they struggled with layups at the beginning of the season. Thought that was kind of sorted out, but again, the struggle to finish in layups and transition points bit the Spartans again versus St. Thomas More. So we'll see if that gets cleaned up here in front of a rocking hometown crowd tonight in Spearfish.
And this will be a foul, our first foul of the night. Coming into this place, this has got to be one of the toughest places to play around the area and maybe even the state, because you sit up here in the bleachers, you feel like you're right down on the action here as we sit at midcourt in our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Vavruska, three-pointer, good.
Cade Vavruska, he's top 10 in scoring in Class AA for a reason. He can shoot the three ball, he can score points inside the paint. He's also top 20 as far as rebounds in the class as well. Just one of the better overall basketball players we see in the entire state.
Spartans again going with Corton, Davis, Southern, Vavruska, and the big man Gibbs. And we're gonna have the ball go out of bounds here on the side after an air ball. It'll be Spartan basketball as they'll go left to right on the radio dial.
Of course, we'll have a few Black Hills State University Yellow Jacket athletes joining us as well at halftime to talk about Stingers and Shields on KDSJ Sports.
Vavruska, bottom block, gets in the paint, nice post move, and he spins it off the glass for two more.
As now you see the overall skill set of Cade Vavruska. Last possession, able to shoot the ball from range from behind the arc. This possession going one-on-one with the big man for Rapid City Central, able to go around the defender and lay it off the glass for two more points.
Spartans started 3 seniors, 2 juniors for head coach Ben Schultz. And now the Cobblers running the ball down, and we're gonna have a collision as one of the Cobblers was laying down on the floor, and then a Spartan came by and hit him.
Logan Soderlin, the intended receiver, and Corton just a half-second slow and ran over Soderlin in the process.
Now the ball goes over to the Cobblers. Julius Duran, 6'4". Good senior player for him, but his pass is deflected. And here is the Spartans in a hurry as they get it down the floor. Deflected and goes out of bounds.
Now Mason Southern, again, was leading Class AA in assists. I'm pretty sure he's still leading, if not at least top 3 in the state in assists in Class AA. Struggled to kind of get going as far as dishing the ball offensively last contest. See if he can clean up his game tonight versus Rapid City Central.
Here's Vevruska, bottom block, gets rid of it. Now the shot is up, too strong there by Bennett Corton, and the ball will go back to the Rapid City Central Cobblers. Spearfish coming into this game number 3 in the state in Class AA. Now those rankings were out before Spearfish lost to St. Thomas More on Tuesday.
Which St. Thomas More isn't a bad team by any means.
They could beat a lot of AA teams.
They're probably a pretty good favorite to make the state tournament this season in Class A, but again, when a AA team plays down a class, they're going to lose some points whether they win or lose.
Here's Corton with the layup. It's blocked around the rim. No goaltending, and the Cobblers get it back still offensively dry. They missed the layup. They haven't scored in the first 2.5 minutes. Up ahead, Corton puts on the brakes. Outside, Cameron Davis for 3. No good. And it's defensive rebound there by the Cobblers as Preston Yellow has it.
Both teams wasting no time trying to get shots up.
Three-pointer, no good that time by the Cobblers. They get the old board. Put up the shot, no good again. And it's tipped over to Cameron Davis. Davis has it. They looked really good against Hot Springs last week in their victory. Had a nice win at Mapaialuta a week ago tonight. See if they pick themselves up after losing at St. Thomas More a couple nights ago. They lead it early, 5-0, so defense has been there as we hear the D-up chant. Rapid City Central using that clock down to 16 seconds. Three-pointer on the way, no good. They're just heaving those. And now up ahead to Southern. Southern, almost a no-look pass to the runner, and Cooper Gibbs. I always say this, if you run the floor, the ball will find you.
And especially between Cooper Gibbs and Mason Southern. Those two have a little bit of a connection. Of course, you remember last year when a Rapid City, a AA squad, played here in Spearfish. It was the famous Southern to Gibbs, and then on the other end, and one running the floor. Like you just said, Cody, when you run the floor, the ball has a much higher chance of falling into your hands. A nice little Euro step, stepping around the defender, and a Julius Duran to get the and one for Cam Davis.
What good body control there by Cameron Davis, the 6'1" senior, to go there in traffic, not travel, still put the shot up, draw the foul, and make the bucket. Here's the old-fashioned three-point play. Try, and he makes it.
Using every part of the rim and the glass. As a few substitutions for both teams. Brandon Eisler into the game, a 6'4" senior for the Central Cobblers and 6'5" senior for the Spearfish Spartans. That's Ashar Hodges.
Cobblers with it in their half court. They go to the middle of the floor. Now pick up the dribble, and he traveled.
A little stuttered. Might not have mattered much, but again, just a brief little stutter from, I believe that was a Soderlin with the ball, and again, a timeout on the floor.
So Spearfish with the lead, 10-zip. 3:37 left to play, first quarter. We're back after this.
Happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument.
We're back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. The things we talk about in the breaks, we don't mention on the air.
No.
And welcome to KDSJ-TV. We could probably get away with more here on TV and on the World Wide Web, but I'm not going to push the limits.
That's one thing that's scary about the World Wide Web, Cody. Once it's on the internet, it stays on the internet, and the internet never forgets.
And let's not forget, Spearfish has a 10-zip lead here as we play on in the first quarter. Let's see, falling down was Mason Southern, but there's a reason why he was on the ground. He got pushed.
Preston Yellow, and going back to Rapid City Central on offense, again, heaving up shots from outside the arc. They're able to hit those. Again, Yellow was one of those that had 18 and that close loss to Rapid City Stevens in their last contest. So Stevens might be struggling now, but they can hit the ball, and they can hit shots pretty easily here coming up.
Cobblers with it. Here is a long 2. That's going to be no good. Rebounded by Spearfish. If you missed the girls' game, Spartans pulled away and got the victory, 43-36. Mason was being yelled at there by Ashar Hodges.
And a three-pointer by Spearfish.
Cameron Davis.
Back-to-back threes for him. Rapid City Central scoreless still in the first quarter. Shades of Hot Springs coming back.
Hot Springs only scoring 2 points in that first half.
They took the lead. They actually led
2-0.
And then they didn't score again until the third quarter. Halfway through the third quarter. And
Rapid City Central using a lot of the clock here, down to 5 on the shot clock. Credit good defense by the Spartans. Here's a jumper, rolls around and in.
So the long scoring streak comes to an end with about 2:13 left to go in the first quarter, where the Central Cobblers get their first points. They score right around 50 a game, so by all means they are capable of scoring the ball, but again, the Spartan defense has been really good this season, minus that one contest versus St. Thomas More.
Braden Eisler was the one with the bucket for Rapid City Central, and they get back-to-back hoops. And this time it's a layup and in by Preston Yellow. He wanted a foul and didn't get it. Now they're cranking up their defense to turn into some offense, and just like that. Wow. Scoring 6 points in probably less than a minute.
Yeah, roughly about, less than a minute. I'd say about 45 seconds at the most, as it all starts with Yellow able to get a few drives to the basket. This time, in fact, Yellow has scored all of their points driving in the middle of the lane, and that's where, if you go back to last Tuesday versus St. Thomas More, the Cavaliers drove on the Spartans, and Spearfish really did nothing to do to stop the St. Thomas More drive, and Yellow's having similar success.
So now here comes Spearfish, as they're still up 13-6. And it is 1:25 left to go in the first quarter. Not real sure what Hodges was trying to do there.
Wanted to throw it inside to Vavruska, but a long pass that went up against two athletes. It was going to be hard to get that pass fitted into Vavruska.
Nice. Working for the rebound, and Southern lays it up and in for 2.
Mason Southern again. Not the tallest on the floor by far, only 5'8", but man, he just battles in the land of giants in the paint, able to get rebounds. Again, he's so quick to the rim too. He's going up with the shot before the defense even has a chance to try to jump and block it.
All effort there. Here's a 3, falls down. Nothing going there for the Cobblers, as Spearfish showing their strength of getting down the floor. Goes to Vavruska. You don't even have a chance to get any full court defense put on here by the Central Cobblers so far tonight. Cade Vavruska lays it up and in for 2.
Nice, strong finish by Vavruska. Again, did not have a good game versus St. Thomas More, and I know he's motivated to come out and make amends from that contest back on Tuesday.
Spearfish in the man-to-man defense. Shot clock is turned off. 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This quarter moving pretty rapidly, and we got a whistle and a blocking foul called on Spearfish.
Will they call it on the floor? They call it during the motion of shooting, and they will say, yeah, it's in the process of shooting. It's going to be on Ashar Hodges, his first. So 14 fouls for Spearfish, just 3 for the Cobblers with 8 points. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's not called as a shooting foul. They call it on the floor.
Here's a wild shot by the Cobblers, no good. Kept alive with 2 seconds, with 1 second, and that'll be the end of the first quarter, as the Spearfish Spartans have the advantage, 17-6. We're going to talk about the Spartans bench when we come back to start off the second quarter. You're listening to High School Hoops here on KDSJ-TV.
Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Welcome back to the Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. I mentioned we're going to talk about the reserves for Spearfish. Clayson's done every boys game so far this year. Who are some of the key guys off the bench for the Spartans?
It really starts with Carson Sire. Didn't play much last season, but has really stepped up his game, kind of more of like a Cade Vavruska-esque. Can really play all positions on offense. He can fill in, he can steal the ball. Now here's Vavruska going quickly up floor.
And he lays it up and in for two. He's pretty smooth.
He is a smooth criminal, Vavruska, but again, Sire has a similar skill set. Of course, Thomas Hughes, we see what he can do on the hardwood. Another bench player, and of course, Ashar Hodges to add some more size for the Spartans.
Speaking of size, 6'5" sophomore Peyton Jones. Does he get much playing time?
Not as much throughout the season. It's mainly in crunch time, but I am mainly in garbage time, but I'm interested to see how he develops. Has the size and the height of Ashar Hodges, also has the mobility from Cooper Gibbs. Still trying to figure out as far as like the footwork and everything, is trying to keep control of the basketball and help his work on the court IQ, that is. But no, he will be another one that will be very fun to see develop, especially with both Ashar and Cooper Gibbs graduating after this season.
Coming back outside is Rapid City Central, down by 13 points. They've been settling for threes here in this first half. We'll see what they do if they try to put it in the paint.
And it does not help when you go for the Travelers. That was Duran. Tried making a move to the hoop. Used about one too many steps on the way to the rim. Good defense by the Spartans. Again, it's a packed defense for Spearfish, so everyone has to do their job. When there's any sort of penetration, everyone swarms, and then they rebound to find their guys, whoever's open for defense.
Corton lays it up and in for two. A lot of the times when the Spartans make a layup, they hit the deck, so they're going hard and they're into the paint.
I mean, just the body control from the Spartans has been super impressive this season. We already saw Vavruska and Davis do a few times, but Corton can shift his body in midair into certain positions in order to sneak by the defenders and avoid getting hit and even making the layup.
Sneaking in there and getting the steal is Mason Southern. Southern passes it down low to Gibbs, off the glass and in for two.
Right now the Spartans, again, transition offense, something we did not see at all versus St. Thomas More, but they're able to get steals, and once a Spartan gets the basketball, there's about three others running down the floor, turning offense into easy transition points.
Let's have a look at our matchup menu tonight, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Some other games in high school boys hoops tonight. Lyman is at New Underwood. Hardin County goes to Phillip to take on the Scotties. Hot Springs is at Belfouche tonight in Black Hills Conference play. And also tonight, Rapid City Central is at Spearfish. We got our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard update. Spartans 23, Cobblers 6, with 6:06 left to play here in the second. Sioux Falls, Washington is at Aberdeen Central. Hill City is at Wall. That could be a good one, I think. And also Douglas is at Lee Deadwood tonight. Black Hills Conference game. Lee Deadwood's been putting up around 70 points a game. We'll see if they can do that against a Class AA squad tonight. Lee Deadwood, that game starts about 8:30 p.m. tonight up in Lead. That is your boys basketball games. Part of our matchup menu being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Our matchup here, a couple of teams that used to be in the Greater Dakota Conference. I'm dating myself, but that
I wasn't even going to go there.
That was in the 2000s, and then Spearfish then went into the Black Hills Conference. Rapid City Central has been all alone. Them and Stevens here West River without a conference.
I've been always wondering how Spearfish, Sturgis, Douglas, Stevens, Central, they
used to be, yeah.
Used to be kind of a deal, like I said, Greater Dakota Conference, but
the GDC.
They are in the talks of possibly switching up the Black Hills Conference here in the next few years as well. Maybe splitting it up between the A schools and maybe the bigger A schools and AA schools. But again, that's just word of mouth. I cannot confirm or deny that. So
now, well, Spearfish is a game back in the Black Hills Conference already as St. Thomas More beat them on Tuesday. Here's Vavruska getting to the rim again and laid it up and in for two. He has dominated this first half. Are they going to call an offensive foul?
I don't believe so. Yeah. Let's take a look at that one again on our Tropical Smoothie
I think they
Cafe
were waiting for
replay.
the cobbler to turn around
yeah.
so they could see his number. So they're going to count the bucket.
It was on Wyland Bembo, and he might have taken a shot to the head by Vavruska's shoulder when he was in the process of shooting the layup.
So Vavruska, they will count the bucket. Joe Beeler will give Vavruska the basketball, and Vavruska will make the free throw for the old-fashioned three-point play. He has a dozen points in this first half. As we reset that team fouls, that was just the first foul in the second quarter.
Vavruska averages about 14 a game as well, so Cade is well on his way to hitting his average and then some.
Cobblers get 2 points from Yellow. He has 6 of the 8 points for the Cobblers here in this first half.
He also knows how to score points because he had 11 versus Stevens in their last contest.
And Vavruska's shot is no good. It's been a lot of Cade Vavruska tonight, not as much Cameron Davis or even Bennett Corton. Outside, three-pointer on the way. That's going to be wide right. Offensive rebound by the Cobblers. They try to dribble and walk at the same time. That was more difficult than it should have been.
I don't blame him. I can't dribble and walk either.
Chew gum. Here's underneath. That reverse layup, he made it look easy, as that is 2 points for number 32. That would be Robert Steele.
Nice little reverse layup. Realized he didn't have the shot from the strong side of the basket. Takes another step, goes underneath the rim. Don't worry, folks. Cam Davis can still shoot threes.
He hits that one from behind the arc. 29-10. Spartans finding their offense here. Finds the cutter, now back outside, three-pointer, and it's going to be a three-point free throw is coming up as he hit the deck.
Yeah, Davis, again, trying to cut above the screen, try to contest that three-pointer from Julius Duran. Stepped on Duran's foot on the way by, and that's what drew the 3 free throws coming from Julius Duran. 11 points, 8 rebounds in their loss to Rapid City Stevens in their last contest.
First free throw is up and good.
Of course, for those watching on KDSJ-TV, leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from, whether it be right here in Spearfish in Rapid City, neighboring state or neighboring countries. Love having people tune in on KDSJ-TV, and thank you for watching tonight's broadcast coverage of high school basketball live from Spearfish.
This is why we have the great option if we can't get our things together on KDSJ Radio. We have it here on KDSJ-TV for free. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on your TV screen at home.
If it makes you feel any better, you'll be getting the same audio on radio that you would be right here on TV.
Julius Duran makes 2 out of 3 free throws.
So now Spearfish, Cam Davis out of the game. See who's going to be able to generate the offense. Vavruska stays in, but Corton couldn't get the post move to go.
And the layup is good at the other end. Good job of running the floor that time by Steele. And again, you run the floor, the ball will likely find your hands. Southern cut off, now goes back outside. Into the game is Carson Sire. And a three-pointer on the opposite side is Cade Vavruska. We've seen him get hot, and you just feed the man the ball.
Shooters shoot, and again, when Spearfish, they have so many scorers, you have one that can ride the hot hand, and Stevens with a 3 to answer. Got Ashar Hodges in one-on-one coverage with Rapid City Stevens, and I believe that was number 20, and Owen Bissonette.
Now here is Hodges at the offensive end. Puts up the shot, no good. Here comes Rapid City Central trying to run. They get down the lane and miss the layup. Rebounded there by Sire. I didn't know Sire had grown so much.
Yeah, he's about the same height as Cade Vavruska. You look at both of those on the football field. Both of those the two leading receivers for the Spartans. Both has some height, some catch radius as well. Again, Sire with a similar skill set with Vavruska. And again, a lot of these athletes can play multiple positions in Coach Ben Schultz's scheme, so it makes these Spartans very versatile and be creative with a few of their lineup choices.
Now here is Corton. The shot is up and no good. Hodges with the putback.
Good job by Ashar Hodges. Able to scoop up the ball and get her easy putback.
Now here's Rapid City Central with the basketball. 2:08 left to go here in this first half. Hodges in there for the steal, and then he couldn't get rid of it fast enough. Goes over to Vavruska, now to Southern for three. Yes!
You know, sometimes a good offensive plan is just hard to stop. And right now the Spartans swinging the ball on the outside. Everyone's starting to get hot from behind the arc. Ashar Hodges cleaning up the mess on the inside. Spartans again back to playing team basketball. A night and day difference from their contest versus St. Thomas More.
Losing the basketball. Here comes Benacortan. Layup, good, +1, and this place is going crazy.
Like I said, when it rains, it pours, and right now the Spartans, they can suffocate you on defense, and then once they are able to get those transitions going on offense, they run the floor, they're fast, they can get from point A to point B in a hurry, and again, the body control from Corton, taking on the contact, not shying away from it. Nice soft finish off the glass. Spartans in front to watch.
And as always against the St. Thomas More Cavaliers, they want to keep those games in the 40s because their defense is so good, and that was just kind of the case of grinding it out on Tuesday night in that loss as they were held under 40. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Tipped around, Cobblers keep it alive in the paint. Looked like Carson Sire wanted the basketball.
Carson Sire and Waylon Benbow.
1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. Just saw Cam Lowe, BHSU standout men's basketball player. I think he's going over to the wrong media.
Yeah, maybe? I think so.
We're trying to motion him down. He's supposed to join us here at halftime, and I think he's going to get confused when he walks all the way over there.
Yeah.
Get him his steps in. Here's a three-pointer. Cobblers no good. As we're going to have a couple of BHSU student athletes joining us at the break. Here's Vavruska for three. Yes! He makes it look easy. And you might want to put a hand in his face, Cobblers.
If they can find him too, because the Spartans swing the ball around the outside so fast. There's so many other scores to worry about. And before you realize that Vavruska has the ball, he's mid-stroke and a three-point dagger.
Three-pointer by the Cobblers, no good. Rebounded by Sire, and now they're going to hold for the last shot of the first half as Mason Southern will bring it across the timeline. Southern has it, dribbling with the right. Now goes to the middle of the floor, in the paint. Dishes it off to Gibbs, or to Hodges, and his shot is no good. So Hodges had a chance, and also at the very end was Cameron Davis putting up a shot, but well, Spearfish still up by a score of 43-17 here at the break. We'll put together the numbers and talk about Stingers and Shields weekend here in Spearfish when we come back.
Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Joining us here on KDSJ Sports, again, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, our official halftime sponsor of KDSJ Sports. You can give them a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Well, again, as Cody goes through the stats, we are going to talk more about Stingers and Shields here tonight. Again, the collaboration between Black Hills State University and the high school here in Spearfish, and joining us a few players that from Black Hills State University that know a thing or two on how to get it done on the hardwood. Cam Lowe from Black Hills State University men's basketball, Brady Schlabs from Black Hills State University women's basketball joining us. And guys, again, talk a little bit about Stingers and Shields. It's the first time you guys have had a part of it, and what do you think about the atmosphere tonight for this boys varsity contest?
This is a great opportunity for us to be within our community. Obviously, this is the first time that we've kind of been able to connect with them, and so I think this is a great opportunity to start us coming more to these games as well as them come to our games.
Yeah, and it's awesome to have energy in the building. Like, any player knows that, right? And so we were able to provide a little bit of energy for the high school boys, and they obviously are playing really well, and hopefully they can provide the same this Saturday against Mines. And I like the event. It just provides support for athletes, supporting athletes, and that's what we want to do.
And yeah, again, something that, again, a great crowd here tonight from Black Hills State University. Again, adding to already what is a pretty loud gym when a bunch of Spearfish Spartan fans pack in here. Talk about really how this event came about, and really when you guys found out this was going to happen, your initial reaction of having a bunch of college kids come to a high school varsity event.
Yeah, just a shout out to Mitch and Zoe who kind of organized this whole event. They do a great job on our SAC of just being really getting things done. And so I think that I would like to say they did a great job just organizing this and getting teams here. And also thanks to obviously the other sports that aren't basketball coming here supporting some basketball. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, obviously those students took leadership, but we had our athletic directors, our personnel, our coaches say, hey, you guys need to do this. This is something that's going to help. We're trying to get this going, and so we were all for it, and it's been really, really cool to be a part of.
And that's awesome. Again, Brady Schlabs, Cam Lowe joining us from Black Hills State men's and women's basketball. No, I'm not usually Steve Ammerman talking to you guys post-game, but I do want to talk about real quickly. Again, you guys got both of your teams have big rivalry matchups coming up this weekend at the DYC. Those dreaded South Dakota Mines are coming over to, again, stink things up at the DYC. Former Black Hills State University athletes as well here on KDSJ. But again, you have a bunch of college kids coming here to Spearfish, and again, how does it feel to have a bunch of these high school kids, a lot of these kids watching both of you two play on the hardwood, again, almost looking up to you guys and try to model their game off of you guys, having those athletes come watch you guys here this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's awesome to see. Obviously, we have a great community. They always come and support us, but it's awesome to see younger athletes coming and supporting us just as we're here to support them.
Well, it's just, like I said, energy in the building is really, really fun. And high school kids are a little rowdy, and they bring the noise, so it's always good to have familiar faces from the community at the games and just creating a good environment, and especially for games like Tech that already has a lot of emotion.
Cody's doing the 6-7 over here, and I don't quite understand why, but no, and especially talk about a little bit more about SAC, how you guys got involved, and any other activities that might be coming up with the program at BH.
Yeah, SAC's a super awesome opportunity for us student athletes to be able to talk and have more time spending with other teams, because obviously we spend a lot of time with our team. So it's a great to build camaraderie within our athletic program. And obviously we're in charge of, our specific thing is kind of the Buzzbees, which is our end of the year athletic awards ceremony. So that's something big that we do. But like I said, just shout out to Mitch and Zoe for making this happen. And we're trying to obviously increase our community outreach from Black Hills.
Yeah, and SAC does a lot of cool stuff with the at-game events like Whiteout, Blackout, and does all that organization. So they do a great job just giving us an environment to play in and just enjoy it. And so we really appreciate everything they do and the student representatives of SAC.
That's awesome. I'll leave you guys with this. Again, we talked a little bit about the rivalry game coming up this weekend. How excited are you guys to finally hit the hardwood, and what is there to expect for these high school kids that will see both of your teams on the hardwood this Saturday?
Yeah, it's super exciting. Obviously, a rivalry game brings a lot more energy, like Cam's been talking about, and especially we're very grateful to have the fans that we do, and now adding the high school fans as well. It's just going to create a great atmosphere, and it's just going to be a very fun game.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us here in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Good luck this weekend. Please do not lose to South Dakota Mines.
Can't, man.
That's awesome. That is Cam Lowe and Brady Slabs joining us here with KDSJ Sports. We'll take a break, come back with more of our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartans sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Hi.
Hello.
Back here at KDSJ-TV, we have two of the best. We just had him on KDSJ-TV for Yellow Jacket basketball. Brady Slabs. I always say we have Brady Slabs and the other team doesn't.
And that's one of the major keys for Black Hill State women's basketball every single night.
And we have Cam Lowe, and South Dakota Tech does not. I think he'll have a pretty good night on Saturday.
He's been hot lately, so he's been the hot hand like we see the Spearfish Spartans right now in scoring. Speaking of scoring, quickly, here's Cody Oliver with some stats.
Yeah, as Cam can fill up the stat book on the college men's side, let's see what's happening here on high school boys as the Spearfish Spartans lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 43-17. A quick first look at the stats. 6 points from Yellow to lead the way for the Rapid City Central Cobblers. For Spearfish, 18 points from Cade Vavruska, already going over his season average in the first half alone. He's not the only one in double figures, as Cameron Davis has 10 points thanks to 3 3-pointers and a free throw. Spearfish hit 6 3-pointers in the first half. Rapid City Central made 1. Rapid City Central made 2 free throws. Spearfish made 3. Same starting 5, it looks like, on the floor. Everybody's running so fast. Just slow down, boys. And the layup is good for Rapid City Central, and that is Yellow. And now he's up to 8 points to lead the way for the Cobblers. We got Corton, we have Davis, Southern, Vavruska, and Gibbs. Yep, that's your starting 5. Being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts. They double team Gibbs in the bottom block, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gibbs, and Rapid City Central will have it back down by 24. Now here is Rapid City Central back behind the arc. Goes inside, now back out.
Spearfish, again, that man defense, swarming defense in the first half that made a lot of transition points. This time, Rapid City Central embracing the contact and pressure put on by Spearfish, and they have scored the half's first 4 points.
Julius Duran with the bucket there. He has 4 points. Here's a steal by Rapid City Central. And a huge block by Cameron Davis, swatting that out of there.
Cam Davis is like, only I'm allowed to score at this rim. And Davis can get up there. Again, he's had back-to-back games with a slam dunk. He dunked at this rim versus Belfouche, and this time a rejection. But Central responds.
Looked like Davis was going to end up landing on the other guy's shoulders. 43-23.
That'd be awkward.
Up by 20. Can't be complacent here in the second half of the Spartans. Sloppy here as Gibbs gets it back over to Corton.
That's one thing that Coach Ben Schultz says that his team has been capable of doing, is like they don't make a lot of mistakes in certain strides, but when they do make mistakes, they make them in series, as you saw some sloppy basketball from the Spartans, not running through the offense, trying to force the ball on the inside to Gibbs when sometimes it hasn't been open, and then also a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to ball handling with a few easy steals for Rapid City Central that they turn into transition points.
Our halftime show, which featured Brady Slabs and Cam Lowe, being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Back when I was in college, a while ago.
Wasn't going to say it.
I'll just say Matt Martin was playing for the Spearfish Spartans, and as a college student, you couldn't even get into this gym. It was so packed. We had to stand out in the commons area, and when they were playing Rapid City Stevens, it was the show of the Black Hills, and we just had to watch it from outside. I think they probably went over the capacity, thing like that. But that would be pretty cool if you have a good high school team, you want to go see them watch, even if you're a parent or a college athlete.
Another block by Spearfish. Starting to get harder for Central to score at the rim.
And this Saturday, we want the Spearfish students at the BH game because Hard Rockers will bring their fans, and we just want to shut them up. Here's a layup by the Cobblers. Cobblers are starting to shut up the Spearfish Spartans. 8-0 run here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and that time ball movement by Rapid City Central, making the extra pass underneath. Get an open post player, and I think that was a Bissonette underneath that had the dump off from Yellow. Yeah, and it was on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. The third foul picked up on, they did not say who has 3 fouls because everyone stays in the game.
Here is Corton, goes over to Davis. Davis to Gibbs. They're starting to feed Cooper more. Now a quick pass over to Vavruska. They force him to the baseline. Good ball movement here by Spearfish. Will it pay off? Corton misses. Back out Vavruska. No good.
And then a foul on Gibbs. I think they said 1 foul, his first foul instead of his third, so.
Coach Schultz talks about this. Spearfish, just like last year, sometimes they go through a 3 or 4 minute lull. They turn the ball over a bunch. Last year they were throwing the ball away. This time, it's not necessarily that, they're just missing shots, but they go for a streak of about 3 minutes. Now that 3 minute mark is coming up real soon, so hopefully they'll change things. Here's the Cobblers at their offensive end, down by 18 points, but they have all the points here in the third quarter. And the shot is up and no good, rebounded by the Spartans. Here's Corton, goes over to the right, now to Mason Southern. To Cameron Davis, back over to Southern. Southern makes a pass across to Cade Vavruska. He's met at the rim, and that is going to be a block, but also a foul. They'll say they got him on the arm.
Let's take a look at that again on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. I think they're going to catch, it's not Bembo. I thought it was going to be on Bembo. It's going to be on Bissonette. Owen Bissonette, the senior forward, 6'4".
I thought Vavruska was going to slam it home. There's the first point of the second half for Spearfish. 3 minutes and 22 seconds in to the third quarter. And Vavruska makes both free throws.
20 points for Cade Vavruska. Getting close to his, might be already surpassing his season high in points.
Now here's Rapid City Central. Now one guy looks like a wrestler. What is he doing on the basketball floor?
Waylon Bembo.
Yes.
He was the, if you remember watching Rapid City Central and Spearfish on the gridiron, Bembo was a load to stop running the football.
Cade Vavruska is a load to stop when he steps behind the three-point arc. He has 4 threes tonight.
23, I believe that makes it for Vavruska.
Yes. Almost as many points as Rapid City Central has altogether with 25. Here's Rapid City Central back with it.
Ashton Paulson scored 28 last time here on KDSJ Sports. Vavruska might be getting close to that total as well.
Well, he got him up in the air, and there's Bimbo with the layup and good. He comes in off the bench as a spark here in the second half and gets the +1 to go.
Again, Bembo, like you said, Cody, doesn't look like your average basketball player, but he is athlete to the fullest extent of the word. He's fast, he's physical. Again, in that running back position on the gridiron, he was a load to bring down for Rapid City Central. Again, in that thriller that we had back in the fall on KDSJ-TV. As Bembo makes the free throw and Rapid City Central cuts it to 20.
Now here's the Spartans as they go over to Sire to Vavruska. I don't know how he made that off the glass.
Again, these Spartans, when you're just that uber athletic, you can have great body control to shift your body around the defense and able to finish at the rim with the long arms of Cade.
Here's Vavruska back with it, goes to Corton. Looks like it's curfew time for some of the BHSU students. Layup is good this time by Bennett Corton.
And that's one thing we did not see last Tuesday. Spearfish establishing a presence inside the lane, and now Spearfish, aside from a few 3 balls from Corton and Davis and Vavruska, they've been doing a much better job establishing a presence at the rim.
Vavruska up ahead and stripped from behind, as going up for the layup was Carson Sire.
Great hustle by, I think that was Yellow. Nope, that was number 2, Sean Smith, to go from coast to coast and not allow that easy bucket from Carson Sire.
You're watching Spearfish Spartan basketball tonight here on KDSJ-TV. First game of our doubleheader. Spearfish ladies win 43-36, getting a performance of 13 points from Kate Scharf. But Sierra Sanford was kind of the standout off the bench, 9 points for her as the Spartans get win number 5. Here is the layup, no good. Hashar Hodges back with it, no. Again, no good. Rebounded by the Spartans, up and no good. They just couldn't finish 4 times there. I would say slamming home, big man. Offensive foul at the other end.
It's going to be called on Duran. Let's take a look at what he did on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. And yeah, you can see that left arm shielding off Cam Davis. Again, both of these teams, and a technical just got picked up by Duran. Not too happy about that call and might have said something a little too loud for our law on the court to listen to, and Duran with back-to-back fouls. He's now got 4 on the game, and that's going to send Spearfish to the free throw line.
So that technical will count as a personal.
Yes.
Head coach T.J. Hay trying to get his boys together and regroup. Meanwhile, Cameron Davis goes to the free throw line.
Glad we don't have an external mic by the scores table, or else the FCC might have a field day with us.
We have those 2 mics at the end of the floor, but we have police officers at one end and Mr. Sire at the other, so I think we're safe. And and Jordan Bauer over there.
Oh yeah, we're safe. We're good. Cam Davis, traditionally a pretty reliable free throw shooter. He ended last season at 96% from behind the charity stripe, but 0 for 2 on that trip, but more importantly, Spearfish keeps possession.
Spartans up 52-28. We'll see if they can pile it on here. Only 2:10 left to go in the third. Three-pointer is swished by Cameron Davis. His fourth three of the night tonight.
Maybe that was the problem. The free throw line wasn't behind the three-point arc.
Spearfish making 9 threes so far tonight. Coming around a screen, it is Sean Smith. Gets rid of it, goes to Benbow. He loses it. Now back outside. Three-pointer on the way by Steele. No good. Rebounded by Carson Sire.
So now if you're Central, again, being able to catch your breath, and it's hard to catch your breath when you now have Cam Davis starting to be red hot from behind the arc.
Build it up to a 30-point advantage, 58-28. Three-pointer at the other end is good, that time by Steele. That's their second made three-pointer of the night for the Cobblers.
A much-needed three-pointer as well. Now for Central, you need a stop, and it involves trying to find number 2 in the corner.
Battle for the rebound, goes out of bounds. Goes back to the Cobblers. Spartans don't go as deep as I thought they would. We've seen Sire, and that's pretty much it.
Sire, Hughes, and Ashar Hodges are kind of the main 3 off the bench.
Tucker Olson, let's see.
Of course, Olson is another one of those athletes that can play multiple sports, Sam Marcus as well. As a nice battle that we have going on between Thomas Hughes and Sean Smith. Smith 10 points versus Rapid City Stevens, their last contest. Preston Yellow led the way for the Cobblers in that close loss to the crosstown rival Raiders. Now 10 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. See what Spearfish has cooked up.
A 3 by Cam Davis is good.
That's always a pretty reliable strategy if you think about it.
He has 6 made three-pointers on the night. Rapid City Central will make a three-pointer at the buzzer as the bank is open late on this Thursday night. Let's see, I don't know who they're going to give it to. I think it's going to be number 21.
I think it might have been number 21 or 2. I think it was number 2, Sean Smith.
I'll agree with that.
Fourth quarter action coming up next. You're watching Spearfish Spartan and Rapid City Central High School boys basketball on KDSJ-TV.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher.
Back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. High school hoops tonight here on KDSJ-TV. After a couple of road trips, we're back home here at Spearfish High School gym tonight.
We
I'm
got-
Cody Oliver, back over here on the TV side of things. And Clayson Davis, the old pro over here. And the layup is good by Vavruska. Rapid City Central scored 17 points in the third quarter. That was as many points as they scored in the first half. Spearfish still outscored them in the third, 18-17. Now Rapid City Central has it as they get over to Soderland. He loses it. Taken away here by Gibbs. Corton put on the brakes. Here's three-pointer, Corton, good.
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
Central's not guarding him very well outside.
Well, again, Central, it all starts for Spearfish when it comes to paint touches. Spearfish has been driving into the paint. They've been able to finish at the rim. So when Central tries to play defense at the rim, it allows those outside shooters from Davis, Corton, and Vavruska to get open.
Davis loses the handle.
He might have been thinking about putting two hands on the rim.
Looks like he might have tweaked his ankle.
Ooh, that's not a good sign for Spearfish.
He didn't go up there as strong as I thought, and then he kind of came down awkward. So I think he'll probably go out of the game and not come back in as they lead it by 32 with a running clock.
And that will bring a whole mass substitution for Spearfish, as now we got Tucker Olson, Keegan Ozuna, Sam Marcus, Isaac Wilson, and Alex Eisner for the Spartans. See, Cody, they do play off the bench.
I've never seen any of these kids play before.
You've seen Tucker play.
Baseball?
He plays basketball, too.
Okay, I see that, yeah. Okay, we'll get to know these guys. Good thing I got the roster and the program. That last bucket by Rapid City Central was by Yellow. He has 10 points, 66-36.
So the running clock will continue with the final 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Paula James, again, taking the night off on KDSJ Sports, a much-deserved night off. So we drag Cody into TV land for KDSJ Sports.
Yeah. I don't see Thomas Hughes. Is he on the bench?
He is. Coach Schultz is blocking your field of vision.
Over there on the bench as well, let's talk about the assistant coaches. They work with a lot of different these players. Michael Yost, Blake Stevenson, and Sava Dukic, former Yellow Jacket for Stingers and Shields weekend.
Three ball off, no good, but rebounder controlled by Central again, and they just haven't had much luck from the three-point line compared to what they did versus Rapid City Stevens. Nice move on the inside from, that was Dorian Jalinga. Or Galinga, I think it's Galinga.
So this is going to challenge me on the stats.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
And that's why we have a running clock as well with just 4:10 left to go, so I don't have to do this too much longer. Three-pointer, far corner. Let's get this place loud.
That was Tucker Olson on the corner three, and then Olson committing the foul on the other end. Again, Olson saw him a lot this summer on the diamond for Spearfish High School in post 164.
Do you have to do all these live reads like I do on the radio?
Yeah, I try to.
Okay. I'll hit up one of these here soon.
Okay, I'll let you.
From our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, that gives me a chance to read this. Don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we will choose the superior performance courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. And also stay up to date with Clayson Davis's social media posts over there on Facebook.
So now 2 free throws for Rapid City Central's Dorian Galinga, 6'5" junior center. Stevens' next contest, they will again be on the road tomorrow when they head to Watertown to take on Brookings on Friday. They'll stay in Watertown before they take on the Arrows. The Arrows have actually snuck up on Class AA. They have, I believe, 1 loss and tied for 5th in the latest power polls in the state. The Arrows, again, won the Class 11 AA state championship, not this season, but last season.
Here's Spearfish in the half court. With it, it is Keegan Ozuna. Goes to Isaac Wilson. And now they're moving the ball around. More touches for everybody. Here is Alex Eisner. They feed it inside. Here is Marcus. Shot clock is winding down to 4. Here's a three-pointer by Marcus, no good.
And then a foul on, I think, Rapid City Central.
Yeah, he just kind of pushed him down to the floor.
Central, I mean, again, the Cobblers are no slouch. They, again, very dangerous team. 2-7 on the season, but again, they've played some tough competition. A lot of those games on the road, going to #1 Sioux Falls Lincoln, going to Huron and Mitchell, two places that are always super hard to play at. Of course, Mitchell, that brand new high school gymnasium, that is nothing short of impressive.
I like that move by Tucker Olson inside. He gets the 2 points to go. And if you look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, Spartans are up by 30, and we just missed out on 6-7.
I'm not too sad about that.
I was hoping they were going to go to the free throw line. Here's the Rapid City Central with the basketball ready. Clock, 90 seconds left to go. Here's a steal by the Spartans. Ozuna. Layup is good.
Alex Eisner.
I like that move too.
It might be, I believe, his first varsity points this season. Deep three for Central rattles out, no good. Fortunately, just kind of the recap of the Cobblers game so far. I mean, they've had multiple opportunities from behind the arc. They just, unfortunately, haven't been able to hit those long shots to keep pace with the Spartans.
A three put up, no good. Now, these guys are the guys that are challenging the starters every day in practice. Sometimes you're only as good as your second string. And these guys are trying to show themselves, getting some playing time here. But they're getting beat up in practice every day, I bet, by that starting 5.
I think if you talk to the starting 5 from Spearfish, they say they get beat up on by these guys. As again, Coach Schultz trying to instill physicality with his basketball team. Again, trying to establish a presence in the post every single contest. So, especially for how well Spearfish has been able to drive, they don't just show up for varsity action. I mean, they have to go up against the physicality of these guys every single day of the week.
And as you mentioned in your preseason, with so many returners from last year, the youth on the bench must be pretty good. As based on their limited opportunities, they're keeping this lead. In the fourth quarter, they ended up scoring 9 points. Rapid City Central scored 4. So the bench doing their job, keeping the lead and holding on and winning it by 32 points. Huey Lewis in the news. This TV gig is pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll try to bring it to radio when we can. Spearfish with the win 70-38, our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show. Coming up next, we'll recap the action, name a superior performer, and more. Spearfish with the win. We're back after this.
Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel. Proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
In a land of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC-certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience, and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14, Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Hillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as we get into the postgame show being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill, where sports fans meet. As the Spearfish Spartans get a Thursday night sweep here at home. The ladies won earlier tonight 43-36, and the Spearfish boys take care of business. I don't think they ever trailed in this game because it took forever for Rapid City Central to score in that first quarter, and Spearfish wins it 70-38. Let's see, Spearfish led it after 17-6. They scored 26 points in the second quarter compared to 11 for Rapid City Central. So we went into our halftime break. Spartans up 43-17. Then Spearfish outscored Rapid City Central again. Central did score 17 points, which is as much as they scored in the first half. Spearfish scored 18 points in the third quarter to lead it 61-34. They got in some reserves. Nobody got into foul trouble. And they, well, not a whole lot of points scored in the fourth quarter because we had a running clock. Spearfish had 9 points. Central had 4. Spearfish outscored Rapid City Central in that second half 27-21 for a 70-38 victory. I'll let you get your thoughts in as I finish up some of the individual stats.
Alrighty, again, Spearfish with their 8th win of the season. Make amends from that loss versus St. Thomas More, scoring their second highest season total in points this season with 70. They scored 72 versus the Hill City Rangers earlier this season. But the Spartans, again, the 2 areas that they struggled with versus St. Thomas More, and that was finishing at the rim and rebounding, pretty much both involving the paint. And Spearfish made up for it and then some tonight. Spearfish, again, most of their damage came either in transition or ball movement. Either way, the Spartans looked back in rhythm on offense. A lot of it came from Cade Vavruska, able to do both of those tasks very well, getting rebounds, scoring those tough shots in the paint. He was able to score in transition as well, scoring at the rim, and also Vavruska let it fly from the outside from behind the three-point arc. As again, Spearfish again has really took over the game from the jump, able to, again, really just outrun the Cobblers up and down the floor in transition points. And even when the Spartans did set up in their half-court offense and their half-court sets, they were able to get the ball to the paint, which is allowed to dish it out to wide open shooters in the corners. And when Rapid City Central tried to spread out to cover shooters, they allowed Spearfish to slice and dice in the middle of the lane and score at the rim. So when you have a basketball team with as many weapons and as many athletes that Spearfish has, it's really hard to try to keep them under wraps. And again, Spearfish kind of reasserted themselves physically after, again, a kind of a letdown performance versus St. Thomas More.
And check out those highlights right now over on the Tropical Smoothie replay. Rapid City Central Cobblers had 8 guys in the scoring column, only 1 into double figures. That was Preston Yellow with 10 points. Then 7 points from, let's see, number 32, Robert Steele. 6 points from Julius Duran. And then it really drops off. 2 points from Eisler. 3 from Bissonette, 3 from Binbo, 3 from Smith, and 2 from Galega. So they didn't really have many options scoring tonight for the Rapid City Central Cobblers as they got pinned behind the 8-ball there early on. Took a while for them to score in the first quarter, and that was kind of the story of the game. Spearfish, 8 guys score, led by Cade Vavruska's 27 points, including 4 three-pointers. He had 18 points in the first half, 9 in the second. Also in double figures, Cam Davis had 19 points. He swished in 6 threes, 10 points from Bennett Corton.
Did you say 6 threes?
6 threes, yes.
Wow.
18 points right there. 18 out of his 19 points were from behind the arc. Stats don't lie, Clayson. 4 points from Cooper Gibbs, 5 from Southern, 2 points from Hodges, 2 points from Tucker Olson, and 2 points from, they don't have it, Alex Eisner. Yeah, off the bench, 2 points. 3-pointers, Rapid City Central made 3, Spearfish made 12.
Wow.
At the free throw line, Rapid City Central made 3, Spearfish made 5. Spearfish goes to 8 and 1. Rapid City Central drops their 8th straight. They're now 2 and 8. Rapid City Central will head to Watertown and play there for a couple games this weekend. Spearfish will head to Box Elder to take on the Douglas Patriots in a makeup game at 2:30 p.m. this Saturday on KDSJ-TV. Have we named our superior performer?
I think we have.
Cade Vavruska, 27 points. Okay. I don't know how you do things here on KDSJ-TV.
It's pretty much the same as radio, except I have fancy little thingies on the TV screen that people can read as well.
You have graphics already done. Do you have your graphics for the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard?
No, I did not.
Okay. Let's see if I can hit up some of those.
Yeah. And while you pull up that, again, our superior performer tonight's being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. And I lost my live read sheet. So, again, thank you to Superior Performer, the Superior Auto Solutions for awarding our Superior Performer. As, again, Saturday's contest, the last nominee for the Superior Performer of the month of January. They'll be coming up for both girls and boys basketball. And again, to vote for your favorite Superior Performer of the month of December, that voting is ending real soon. In fact, it ends at the end of this week. So go to our website at kdsj980.com and vote for your favorite Superior Performer of the month of December. The winner will have $100 donated to the school's athletic fund.
I have to get my oil changed at Superior next week. So just a heads up, you're going to have to pick me up.
Okay.
Here's your
Whoever wants to pick up Cody from Superior Auto Solutions, he will pay.
Not much.
He will pay, though.
Let's see. Girls Class AA tonight. Number 3, Sioux Falls, Washington gets by number 4, Aberdeen Central, 55-42. Yankton defeated Huron 54-50. T area defeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt 59-33. Spearfish a winner earlier tonight 43-36. Spartans got 13 points from Kate Scharf, 9 apiece from Bowman and Sanford. Sanford really stood out in that one, getting some layups and a spark off the bench. Let's see. Sturgis is at St. Thomas More tonight. St. Thomas More up 38-30 with about a minute left to go in the fourth quarter, so the Scoopers are hanging around. Lee Deadwood is not hanging around with Douglas. Thought Lee Deadwood was up earlier, but now they're down 44-20 in the fourth quarter. That's got to be over by now. Okay. I'm just reading what it says. What else? Class A. Wall girls beat Hill City 59-55. And we go to Class B girls. Number 1 Lyman beat up on New Underwood 67-17. Ooh. And that's with a running clock. And Hardin County picks up a win tonight over Sundance, Wyoming, 73-45. We'll hear from Coach Wallman tomorrow during our noon and 5 o'clock news hours.
Oh, something to look forward to on KDSJ Radio.
Yeah, they have 3 games this week for Hardin County. Phillip over Newell, 85-49. Lemon Cowgirls over McLaughlin, 62-20. Boys tonight. Making noises as I push the buttons. Sioux Falls, Washington is leading Aberdeen Central 60-38 at the end of 3. Spearfish beat Rapid City Central 70-38. And somebody's not keeping track of the Douglas Lee Deadwood boys game tonight. Over to Class A, Belfouche. Change of coaches. They get a win.
Hot dang. Coach Shanklin, everybody.
Belfouche with the win over Hot Springs, 49-43. That snaps a losing streak for the Bronx. So,
and again, first game for interim head coach John Shanklin, another former Black Hill State University Yellow Jacket.
Wall is leading Hill City 39-23 in the third. Boys, B. Lyman beat New Underwood 66-37. And Hardin County boys get a win over Phillip 74-53. My Lemon boys got beat by Glen Ullin, Hebron, North Dakota. Got beat by 21 points. What's going on? That is the Judix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spearfish is going to play again on Saturday. We have a busy day, Clayson, Saturday.
Yes, we do. We will be in 2 different spots. You'll be helping out Steve Ammerman with...
And doing your morning show for you.
And, yeah, because I'll be doing other things.
That Saturday afternoon, Spearfish at Douglas makeup game at 1 o'clock for the girls, 2:30 for the boys. That's going to be KDSJ-TV only. So right here, as you're watching this, over on YouTube and Facebook Live, you'll be over there. I'll be helping out Steve with the BHSU South Dakota School of Mines rivalry doubleheader. Women at 4, men at 6. And you're also going to go buy a horse that day.
Hopefully.
At the stock show, that starts this weekend.
Yet to be determined, but, you know, that would be a good wrap-up to the weekend.
Buying a horse on a KDSJ budget.
I don't have to pay for I don't have to pay for all of it at once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bank might be mad at me, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay. Anything else? What else do you do here for TV? Stingers and Shields weekend. Thanks to the BHSU.
Yes. No. Thank you to, of course, the folks at Black Hill State University for setting us up for that, and also thank you to Alec Schoof for getting our interviewees up to our broadcast booth. We
got a football player, a soccer player, and 2 outstanding basketball players that you can check out this Saturday night at the DYC. Brady Schlabs for the women and Cam Lowe for the men. They both joined us tonight. Fun to see them in person.
I think that'll do it for tonight's broadcast live here on KDSJ-TV.
A Spartans sweep.
It was a Spartans sweep right here on KDSJ-TV. Again, remember to like the stream and subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube so you get push notifications whether we go live. And also for more news and sports updates about the happenings in the Northern Black Hills, make sure you follow us on Facebook at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. Visit both of those sites to rewatch this broadcast and all of our previous KDSJ-TV sports broadcasts.
This was fun. This was easier than radio.
He's going to switch over to the TV side eventually, folks. That is, again, Cody Oliver joining us with KDSJ-TV. Thanks, Cody, for helping out.
Yeah.
As that will do it for tonight's broadcast. We will see you guys again on Saturday for another Class AA doubleheader on KDSJ-TV when the Spearfish Spartans take on the Douglas Patriots. Tip off the girls' game at 1 o'clock. Boys' game to follow at 2:30. Our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip off to start at around 12:30, 12:45-ish, yet to be determined. With myself on the call from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Join Steve Ammerman on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and the KDSJ Sports mobile app for the Black Hills Brawl. Black Hills State going up against South Dakota Mines in women's and men's college basketball coming up Saturday night on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ980.com. Spearfish with a Class AA doubleheader sweep. We will see you guys on Saturday live on KDSJ TV.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!